Now at 10, the Pittsburgh Public Library celebrated Galentine's Day with an afternoon of activities for area women. Plus, the Southeast Kansas Humane Society hosted their 46th annual chili dinner. And the Webb City Rifle Team places in a regional and national competition.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The Chiefs are once again Super Bowl champions. Thanks for joining us for KOAM News at 10. I'm Cale Chapman. Chiefs fans are excited tonight after that win. KOAM's Carrie Worthen joins us live from the Academy Sports in Joplin, which opens so fans can get celebratory gear.
I'm here at Academy in Joplin, where there is Chiefs fans lined up outside, and Chiefs fans behind me just piled in to get Super Bowl gear. When I first arrived here, there was probably 3 cars in the parking lot, and now the parking lot is full. And they said they're going to keep selling until the lines slow down. Earlier, I was at Hackett's Hot Wings here in Joplin, and they had the Super Bowl party. They're giving out prizes and everything like that. And their room was full, but the game was a little intense because it was a really close game. So emotions were high.
It's a good atmosphere. Every time the Chiefs score, the room going crazy. A lot of Chiefs fans in here, no Eagles fans. So it's been a good atmosphere. It ain't been a good ball because the Chiefs losing. So if they come back and make a run, take the lead, it's going to be crazy in there.
Reporting live in Joplin, Carrie Worthen, KOAM News.
Thanks, Carrie. KOAM Sports Director Jacob Leonard will join us in a little bit with a breakdown of the game. The Southeast Kansas Humane Society hosted their 46th annual chili dinner in Pittsburgh today. The Southeast Kansas Humane Society, they did that. It is one of their biggest fundraisers of the year. The Humane Society gathered 375 pounds of meat to make over 500 pounds of homemade chili. The chili dinner included a bowl of chili, dessert, crackers, and a drink. The Humane Society also sold quarts of their famous chili for $15 each.
Yeah, so with this event, we always have it on Super Bowl Sunday. It's always a great show of support. So whether you can come out personally and see us, but if you'd like to support us and need to get back on that road for your event, that's why we do the drive-thru with those $15 quarts. So not only are you enjoying your football party, but while you're eating that chili, you're supporting animals at your local Humane Society.
This event is the Humane Society's biggest fundraiser of the year. The Webb City JROTC Rifle Team competed today in regional and national Army Service Championships. Webb City had 4 of the 8 top shooters in the region, with Preston Burton placing first, Jonathan Tatum placing second, Yeja Walker placing 4th, and Gabe Elder placing 6th. Webb City qualified 2 teams for the first time this year to compete in the top 50 Army JROTC teams in the nation. One team placed first overall in the U.S. Army JROTC National Service Championship, and the other placed 19th overall. The first place team will go on to compete at the JROTC Inter-Service National Championship. The Pittsburgh Public Library celebrated Galentine's Day by hosting an afternoon of crafts, chocolate, and book title bingo before the big game. The event was hosted by the library's Adult Services Department and was inspired by the TV show Parks and Rec. It was a ladies-only pregame party.
Yes, I was trying to come up with something to do for a February program, and the weather's always so iffy. And for some reason, I came across Amy Poehler and Parks and Rec, and I enjoy the show. I will rewatch it whenever it's on, and I just thought, hey, we can do that, and we are.
The event was open to all area women ages 18 and older. The Missouri Department of Conservation is holding an event to teach the public how to build bluebird boxes. People who want to learn more about bluebirds and help provide nesting habitats for them should plan to attend the Bluebird Basics Workshop on February 18th at the MDC's Shoal Creek Conservation Education Center in Joplin. The event is free to the public and runs from 1 o'clock to 2:30 p.m. Each family will construct and take home 1 bluebird box. Boards will be provided, but participants will need to bring an electric screwdriver or drill with a Phillips head drill bit.
The bluebird population is coming back today, and the primary reason is they have more nesting habitat. And the reason they have more nesting habitat is because people have put up these bluebird boxes. Bluebird boxes, or bluebirds use these, so this has helped the bluebird population come back. So this is
Participants can register online at the MDC's website. Meteorologist Sam Lane joins us now for a first look at the weather.
Close to feeling like 70s anyway across the area. Right now radar is all clear, and as we go through the morning, we're going to see temperatures dropping into the 40s, down into the 30s, all the way down to freezing by morning. Winds were light today for the most part, but out to the west they were a little bit gusty, but now they're starting to dissipate just a little bit. And looking down the lane, we're going to have an increasing clouds Monday, rainy hearts on Tuesday, an Arctic chill on late week, and an extended active pattern, and I'll tell you all about that in our forecast in just a bit.
Another flying foreign object was brought down today as the U.S. remains on high alert over the possibility of more unidentified flying objects in the sky. CBS News correspondent Christian Benavidez reports.
Yet another foreign flying object shot in North America Sunday, this time above Lake Huron, according to lawmakers. The latest twist of the high drama playing out in the sky. It comes a day after an American aircraft, under orders from both Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and President Joe Biden, brought down the foreign flying object in Canadian airspace over the Yukon.
It represented a reasonable threat to civilian aircraft.
Success.
That incident also a day after President Biden ordered the takedown of a foreign object in Alaska on Friday. The wreckage sits on sea ice, and investigators are braving freezing temperatures and working with limited daylight. The object was flying at 40,000 feet, according to U.S. officials.
The predominant concern by the president was a safety of flight issue at that altitude.
That is a key kill.
Last Saturday, that suspected Chinese spy balloon was shot down after it went over the ocean near the Carolinas. It had already made its way through the continental U.S. The Biden administration said it waited to shoot it down over concerns for civilians on the ground. Republican Congressman Michael McCall says the balloon went over 3 nuclear sites.
I think if you look at the flight pattern of the balloon, it tells a story as to what the Chinese were up to as they controlled this aircraft throughout the United States.
The incidents have prompted lawmakers to ask for more details from the Biden administration. Little is known about the most recent objects shut down. Christian Benavidez, CBS News.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said on Sunday that he believed that the 2 objects taken down in Alaska and Canada were also balloons, but much smaller than the one shot down on Saturday. Coming up, an industrial fire in central North Carolina has been burning for more than 30 hours. Plus, a new state education law in Florida has schools pulling books from their libraries. An industrial fire in central North Carolina has been burning for more than 30 hours as of this afternoon. No injuries or evacuations have been reported.
The fire was spotted in the middle of the night, and it was already roaring.
A passerby here on Old Mount Olive Highway saw flames at this facility. They said they were about 3 stories high.
By daylight, the fire dominated the landscape, as evidenced by this video shot from 13 miles away.
One of the problems firefighters had, the wind. It whipped the flames, which were then fueled by pine trees and other brush on the ground, which in turn sent a huge cloud of smoke all over the area.
It's gone from way over here to all the way over there. So that's scary.
More than 100 first responders from all over the area helped fight the blaze at the National Salvage and Service Corps facility off Old Mount Olive Highway in Dudley.
It's a big facility that has a ton of railroad ties in it that are on fire.
The community made sure that scores of first responders had plenty to eat and drink at the command post. Some, like these 2 women, brought food to firefighters at the scene, many of whom were volunteers.
Even though it's kind of cold, it's important to keep the firefighters hydrated and keep them well fed, huh?
That's right. Got to look over people who look over us.
Despite the size of the blaze, no evacuations were required as firefighters worked to keep it contained and away from property.
So at this point, we're just containing those flames, trying not to make them spread to any other surrounding facilities.
The smoke plumes being monitored by the state's Division of Air Quality, but they've issued no warnings because it's high up in the atmosphere, not at ground level.
I could smell it earlier, the chemical, but I can't really smell it as much now, so hopefully it's getting out of the way.
Officials believe it'll be a day or 2 before they can finally get into the fire scene, and once they do, the official investigation will begin to figure out how and why it started. Reporting from Dudley in Wayne County, Steve Frazier, CBS 17 News.
A Florida school district has pulled 176 books from its libraries to comply with a new state education reform law championed by Governor Ron DeSantis. Christian Benavidez has more.
Jacksonville teacher Andrea Phillips specializes in helping third graders who struggle to read.
Without a diverse variety of books that represent my students, I can't get them interested in books. Here's my book, Prison.
2 weeks ago, as the state celebrated Literacy Week in schools, Phillips says she was told to pack up her classroom library.
We were being directed until all books could be vetted and we could be sure that we were in compliance with the state laws.
Duval County Public Schools, which includes Jacksonville, said it would conduct a formal review of all books. While that review is ongoing, classrooms and school libraries look like this. Under Florida's HB 1467 law, beginning this year, school books have to be reviewed by a media specialist to ensure they're free of pornography or certain race-based teachings. From kindergarten to third grade, the books must be free of instruction on sexual orientation and gender identity. The school district reminded educators violating parts of the law could lead teachers to be charged with a felony.
They've come for teachers over masks. They've come for teachers over books. Teachers have been called groomers.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed several new education laws that he says empower parents.
Floridians want our school system to be about educating kids, not indoctrinating kids.
Sixth grader Jonas Walter fears one of his favorite books may be banned from the classroom.
Because there's a boy who likes a boy in the series.
Stephanie Jorgensen Walter is his mother.
I think what the legislation is doing is trying to stoke fear that things are happening in the classroom that aren't really happening.
Phillips vows to continue her fight for as long as she can.
These all have to go. So I have some health issues that I don't know how much longer I'll be in the classroom. It's very upsetting, and it's really hard for me to not just want to yell and scream about, how crazy this whole situation is.
School libraries have thousands of books. Add to that classroom libraries, and often it's just one media specialist per school sorting through it all. Christian Benavidez, CBS News, Jacksonville.
A little later, sports director Jacob Leonard breaks down Super Bowl 57.
And it's been a wonderful weekend with lots of sunshine. Is it going to continue? I'll have the answer in your work week forecast when we come back. Well, friends, we have had a great weekend across the area with lots of sunshine, light winds, and warmer temperatures, certainly for the middle part of February. Let's start looking at our camera at Seneca, Missouri, at Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. You can see as we go through the day, mostly fair skies, but then in the afternoon and evening, the clouds have started to roll in from the west, and that's ahead of the next storm system that's going to be moving towards us as we go into Valentine's Day. This afternoon, we made it up to 63, which was really nice. 25 was the low, and there was quite a range today because the air is so dry. 82 and 3 are the records. Let's take a look at the satellite view. You can see mostly fair skies over us this evening. One storm on the east coast. We're in the clear here, but notice back to the south and west, here's the next storm system spiraling off of Los Angeles. That's going to move over in our direction as we head towards Monday night and Tuesday morning. Temperatures this afternoon were very warm, in the 60s across the area, a large segment of our region, and now temperatures are dropping down into the 40s and some 30s up to the north and west like in Yates Center, but it's still 50 in Grove on the current hour. And it's about 10 to 15 degrees, almost 20 degrees warmer tonight than it was 24 hours ago, so we are definitely on the positive side as far as temperatures. Dew points are starting to increase as well on those south winds, bringing up the moisture. Right now in Joplin, we're sitting at 52 degrees. Dew point is 27, and the humidity is still kind of low at 38%, and a south-southwest wind at 13 miles per hour. Now, there is a risk of storms on Tuesday, a marginal risk of severe weather, but the greatest risk of severe weather is going to be down to the south. Most of our area is going to see high winds and heavy rain with that next storm system, especially on Tuesday morning. You can see our rain chances dramatically increase as we go into the rush hour on Tuesday, but until then, it's going to remain dry. Temperatures tonight are going to drop down into or right around freezing with a weak wind shift line blowing through the area. Then tomorrow we're going to see the clouds really increase, but highs should still make it up into the upper 50s to around 60 degrees. Then as we go into Monday night and Tuesday morning, we're going to see those showers developing from the south and west and then advancing across our area with temperatures in the 40s. Then the dry line will move in and shove all that to the east with temperatures in the 50s. And these are going to be some very strong winds out of the southwest on Tuesday afternoon. And then as we go through Tuesday evening into Wednesday morning, we're going to see the winds shift around more to a westerly direction and light and variable with lows in the 30s and 40s across the area. Rainfall amounts on Tuesday are going to be generally around a half an inch, maybe a few isolated spots getting close to a 3/4 of an inch, but it looks like everyone is at least going to get something. All right, let's take a look at the next 7 days. 80% chance of rain on Tuesday, and then maybe a mixture on Wednesday night into Thursday with dramatically colder temperatures on Thursday and Friday, but warm again as we head towards next weekend.
Alrighty, coming up in sports, we'll have a full game highlight from the Chiefs Super Bowl win over the Eagles. And Pitt State baseball finishes up their series against Regis. Jacob Leonard has that and more next.
Well, tonight is the night we've all been waiting for the last 2 weeks. The Kansas City Chiefs face the Philadelphia Eagles tonight in Super Bowl 57. Their third appearance in the Super Bowl in the last 4 seasons. And the Chiefs aiming for their third Super Bowl title in franchise history and second under Andy Reid. First quarter, Chiefs down 7. Patrick Mahomes finds his guy Travis Kelce down the right side. 18-yard touchdown connection. Game tied at 7. The second quarter, Kansas City back down by a touchdown, but they get a play on defense here. Nick Bolton, the Mizzou guy, scoops up the fumble, returns it all the way for a touchdown. Just like that, we're tied up again. And before half, Jalen Hurts doing what he does for Philly. Easy walk in for the 4-yard score. The Eagles go to the break up 24-14. So we go to the second half. Chiefs get the ball first. They go straight down the field. Isaiah Pacheco on the 1-yard score. Kansas City now within 3. Early fourth, Chiefs go in front here. Kadarius Toney very wide open with a 5-yard touchdown from Mahomes. Kansas City has their first lead, 28-27. After a big punt return from Toney, check it out. Doesn't get any easier than this. Mahomes to Sky Moore. Chiefs get the lead to 8. Now the Eagles would actually come back, tie the game up at 35, but in the final seconds, Harrison Butker finishes it off there. 27-yard field goal, and that's it. Chiefs win a shootout, 38-35. Their second championship in the last 4 years.
It's the greatest feeling in the world. Being on top of the mountain, being here with the guys that we did it with the coaches we did it with, through all the adversity. There's nothing I can say that can really explain how I'm feeling right now. Being at the top with my brothers and my teammates is it's the best feeling in the world.
Can't describe it, man. We talked about it earlier in the week, man. Guys who had an opportunity to win them, and man, it's special, man. And there's not a single type of emotion that kind of can explain it, man. And I'm just proud of our team, man, finding a way to stick to it.
The Pittsburgh State baseball team finishes up their 4-game series against Regis this afternoon. Pitt State has won 2 of the first 3 after splitting a doubleheader on Saturday. Pitt State 4-2 through their first 6 games. Top of the first, bouncer to short. Cade Clemens starts it. Connor Locks turns it. Double play there for the Gorillas. Bottom of the inning, we got runners on the corners. Nixon Brannon draws the throw to second, gives Joe Hamilton just enough time. Slide under the tag. Gorillas go up 1-0 with that. Now to the third. Big inning coming for Pitt State. Cade Clemens pokes one out to right. Bounces all the way to the wall, brings Ryan Koval in to score. Later in the third, Brevin Lee up with a man on. Drills it deep to center field. Clears the wall out there. 2-run jack for Lee makes it 6-0 Pitt State. Regis changes pitchers. First pitch the guy throws is to Brett Daly, and Daly put it really high and really deep. Check it out. Off the road out there. Pitt State gets 5 in the third, 8 in the fifth. They roll by Regis today, 16-3. Well, Pittsburgh State and Missouri Southern basketball met for a conference doubleheader on Saturday. In the men's game, it took overtime, but the Lions beat the Gorillas 103-93 to sweep the season series from Pittsburgh State. On the women's side, went the other direction. Pitt State knocked off 21st-ranked Missouri Southern 74-64 to sweep the season series from the rival Lions. Pitt State had 4 of 5 starters in double figures. Tristan Gegg led the way with 14. Corinna Gerber and Harper Schreiner each had double-doubles. The Gorillas also got a big game from sophomore Jenna Shipley. She came off the bench and delivered 11 points and 4 rebounds.
She made some big plays. Jenna just looked extremely comfortable and confident. And if you come to our practice, Jenna is a freshman to now. She is one of the loudest communicators that we have in practice, and she's making those plays in practice. And so it was that way at the end of the year last year. And so I think she has really worked herself into that confident player, and she does it with her hustle plays, and then it sparks other people to make those type of plays.
Got a couple of O boards early, and I think that just kind of like raised the level a little bit and got everybody kind of flowing and excited. So just really like taking like our runs and running with it, honestly, just going with it.
That's a look at sports. We're back with more news right after this.
All righty, welcome back. Sam, how about that final forecast?
Well, we've had a great weekend, and we're going to have a pretty good tomorrow, but then rain moves in for Valentine's Day, and then maybe some winter stuff on Wednesday night into Thursday morning, and colder on Thursday and Friday, but warmer towards the weekend, and then yet another system next week. So it's going to be kind of interesting this coming week.
Yeah, quite the mix.
Yep.
Leonard?
Patrick Mahomes, Super Bowl MVP tonight, threw for 3 touchdowns. It's his second Super Bowl MVP and second, obviously, Super Bowl championship in his career.
There you go. How about those Chiefs? All right, well, that's our time for now. Thanks for making us a part of your night.